Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever Tier List Thursday. So, I've noticed these past few weeks, I've been getting into a real big habit of just ranking things, putting things into lists, ordering things, and you know what? I figured why not share those thoughts in video format. And besides, I've got the Happy Fridays. I figured maybe the other days of the week need something. Will there be more after this? I have no idea, but I do plan on making Tier List Thursdays a thing. And I figured we'd start off with a bang. And first things we're gonna be putting into a tier list, Pokemon starters. Figured it's one of those things where, I have a lot of interests. I feel like Pokemon's probably one of those ones where most people are going to have some kind of opinion on this. If not, whatever. For my criteria for this list, I'm really going over four major points. First of all, design. How does the Pokemon look? Do they accomplish what they were going for? Clearly if a Pokemon's meant to be cute, is it cute? If a Pokemon's meant to be cool and badass, is he cool and badass? Etc. Second of all is usefulness in games. This could be in casual playthroughs, or even in a competitive setting, or even in like a challenge run. So like if you're doing a Nuzlocke or a Monotype or something like that, how useful is this Mon? I said 2 or 3, but that's really the main points I'm going over. And obviously, if I have nostalgia for the Pokemon, I will mention that, and that will play a factor. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's start off with Pokédex number 1, Bulbasaur. I'm very fond of the Bulbasaur line. I love them. In fact, they are my favorite line from Kanto. Using them in-game, I pretty much always go with Bulbasaur when given the choice, just because, there are other water types from Kanto I really like. There are other fire types I really like, but I don't know, grass types in Gen 1 felt slightly lackluster to me, and even the ones I do like are really late game. Like I really like Executor, but you don't get him towards closer to the end of the game. And besides, Bulbasaur, it's kind of easy mode. I mean, grass type first 2 gyms are a rock and a water type gym. Bulbasaur, really hard carries for those first 2 gyms when you really need your starter to put in work. The design-wise, Bulbasaur's adorable. Ivysaur is one of the best middle stages. I mean, he's in Smash Bros. After all. He's absolutely amazing. And Venusaur, I love Venusaur. I think he's a big, ugly in a cute way, plant frog. He's awesome. I love him. He's at that right balance of kind of being endearing while also looking powerful and strong. Like a 3rd stage starter should. Bulbasaur's an easy A tier for me. Here's the first hot take, probably the hottest take I'll have for a while. I kind of hate the Charmander line a little bit. Hate's a strong word, but I really don't like them. I think Charmander and Charmeleon are both really boring designs. And Charizard is too. I mean, he is a dragon, so you can only make a dragon look so lame. But Fire Flying is, listen, 4 times weakness to Stealth Rock sucks. I hate that. I don't want to lose a quarter of my health swapping in. And I just, Charizard is absolutely shoved down our throats by Game Freak. He's in every single game, he's in every single spin-off. Every single time there's a new gimmick, Charizard gets one. The only thing Charizard has not gotten is a regional form. But it doesn't matter because he's still in every single game. He's got a Mega. He's got 2 Megas. He got 2 whole Megas. Now, granted, they're really cool Megas, but he still got fucking 2. He didn't get a Z move, but only those starters got Z moves. Anyways, regardless, I'm tired of seeing Charizard. I'm sick of seeing him everywhere. I hate him. He's lame and boring. Bulbasaur on top. Squirtle, though. Shout out Squirtle. Absolutely love him as well. He's pretty great. Once again, Squirtle, iconic design. He's also in Smash Bros. Cute little turtle. Pretty basic, but yeah, it's hard to fuck that up. Wartortle, it's one of those things where I'm really iffy on him. Some days I think Wartortle looks sick. Sometimes I feel like he's kind of underwhelming. But Blastoise, though, Blastoise is amazing. Blastoise is incredible. I feel like a turtle with two cannons out of his back, that's such a... it's a simple concept, but I think it's very, Pokemon, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Big man Blastoise, shout out to him. Definitely still prefer Bulbasaur, but Squirtle's a solid second among that trio. Moving on to Johto, we got Chikorita. Now, I am a member of the Chikorita Defense Force. I'm not on the front lines like some people I know, but I think Chikorita got way too much hate. I think it still gets too much hate, actually. The general consensus hasn't really swapped. It still gets picked on. And I get it to an extent. I mean, it's competition. It's going against Cyndaquil and Totodile. Both are iconic, great. And also Chikorita, just, unfortunately, Johto's a terrible generation for a grass starter. I mean, if you include Kanto, all 5 grass weaknesses has a gym or an Elite Four member dedicated to that typing. And it makes it hard for Chikorita. I mean, the first gym's a flying type, Totodile and Cyndaquil, they handle that fine. They don't run into any problems. But Chikorita is the only one who has an issue with that. And on top of that, second gym, a bug type. That Scyther with its U-turn is terrifying. I'm never swapping my Bayleaf into that. Are you kidding me? And whereas Cyndaquil is actually strong against that gym, and Totodile's neutral to both. Chikorita's the only one who has, right off the bat, 2 weaknesses. And, that does knock Chikorita down a tier, but, I still think its design's incredible. I think Meganium looks amazing. A giant, oh god, I can't think of the name, but, big long neck dinosaur with a big old flower around its neck. That's bad. That's awesome. That's sick. How can you not like that? What I'm trying to get at is Chikorita, way too much hate. It's a cool Pokemon. It's got a sick design. Next up, we got Cyndaquil. I think I'm gonna put Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil goes in B tier right above Chikorita. I'm not as fond as Cyndaquil as a lot of other people are. He's okay. He's alright. I think the Cyndaquil design, first stage, overrated. Quilava is one of the better middle stages in the series. And Typhlosion's incredible. I mean, the 3D model kind of ruined him, but those 2D sprites for Typhlosion, that is menacing. That is powerful. That invokes the strength I want my starter to have. Fun fact, for those who don't know, Typhlosion and Charizard have the exact same base stat, exact same spread. HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, they're all the exact same. Which is, kind of, I don't know, makes Typhlosion a little lamer to me, knowing that he's literally, stat-wise, Charizard without the flying type. But, that's only a slight knock on Typhlosion. The biggest knock on Typhlosion really were those leaked in-game myths. If you know, you know. But yeah, B tier. Alright, next up, we got our first S tier of the list. We got Totodile. Shout out my boy Totodile. Totodile was actually my very first starter. Heart Gold and Soul Silver were my very first Pokemon games, back when I was 6 years old. Totodile was the first one I picked, and he has held a very special place in my heart since then. Right off the bat, Totodile, adorable. Incredible. Croconaw, I don't really care for all that much. He looks kind of lame, but Feraligatr. Holy shit, Feraligatr. That's what I want my big-ass gator Pokemon to look like, alright? That dude is imposing. Feraligatr, he looks like his 105 base attack stat, alright? Oh my god, Sheer Force Life Orb? Woo, that boy goes crazy. Totodile's also the only Pokemon that I have legitimately shiny hunted for. I got a shiny Totodile on my physical Soul Silver cartridge. Shout out to him. Now, unfortunately, I didn't mention this with Squirtle, but this applies to both Squirtle and Totodile, and pretty much every water starter, unfortunately. But water starters tend to be a little... They're less opportunistic, I suppose. There's an opportunity cost to picking your water starter, because basically every single generation, water types are very plentiful. It is very easy to get a water type, and in a lot of games, it's very easy to get a Magikarp, and Gyarados is incredible for like a casual or even like a Nuzlocke playthrough. And so by picking, Totodile or Squirtle, you're kind of, taking... It's an opportunity cost, and it unfortunately does kind of knock them down a peg, but, Totodile still S tier, Totodile on top. Moving on to Hoenn, we got Trico. I really like Trico. In fact, I think Gen 3 is the generation where I have the hardest time picking my favorite. But I think Trico's my favorite. I think he's still my favorite of the three. I think I'm gonna put Trico in A tier right... Oh. I think I'm gonna put him right above Blastoise. Now, I love Trico's... Whatever the official... They had him doing in the official art here, I love this. This weird, goofy little pose he's got where he's stretching his arms out. It's hilarious. I love it. What is Blood doing? I don't know. Grovyle, once again, one of, if not probably the best, top 2 middle stage out of all the starters. Grovyle is amazing. A lot of people prefer Grovyle over Sceptile. I'm not one of those people, but I understand. I mean, and I think a lot of that has to come with Ash's Grovyle from the anime. That dude, not to sound like a weird fucking, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, whatever. That dude had aura. That dude had fucking aura, in spades. But Sceptile, I think Sceptile's great. Sceptile's awesome. He was a lot better in Gen 3, though, before the physical special split. Physical special split really fucked with my boy. Back when Leaf Blade, probably the coolest grass-type move, was his signature move. And it was coming off his special attack, which is much better than his physical attack. That shit slays. That dude will tear through Hoenn, especially with all those water types. Oh my god. And especially his Mega. I think... I don't know. I think I might like Sceptile's Mega from the Gen 3s the most. I mean, he's got that big old Christmas tree on his back. But turning into a grass dragon type, that's a badass typing. It's sick. It's cool. I fuck with him heavy. He's awesome. But speaking of awesome Megas, right up next we got Torchic. Now, unfortunately, I am gonna have to put Torchic in B tier. I'm gonna put him right above Cyndaquil though. My main problems with the Torchic line, I think Torchic's a boring and lame design. I know they're going for like a cute little chicken, like a cute little chick, but I don't know. Torchic just kind of looks a little ugly to me. And Combusken, holy shit, you want to talk about an ugly starter? Combusken looks stupid. Combusken looks like an idiot with his arms, the 2 times the length of his legs. He looks stupid. He looks lame. Blaziken, however, is amazing. Blaziken's impeccable. And that Mega, oh my god. Back when Gen 6 came out, I pre-ordered the game. So I got that gift Mega Blaziken, him with speed boost. Oh my, he was a problem. He got bans. Blaziken got bans to Ubers in competitive because he was too good. He was too much of a menace. And getting banned to Ubers is a plus. If you're so good in competitive that the community has to decide you can't hang with the rest of it, you gotta go hang out with the big boy legendaries, that speaks volumes. But yeah, firefighting, when Blaziken did it, that was an awesome type combo. Game Freak kind of ran it into the ground, but I don't think Blaziken should be knocked for that. I think Blaziken should be heralded as the first and maybe the best firefighter starter. But shout out to him. Next up, we got Mudkip. Mudkip, I'm not as big of a fan as Mudkip as other people, but I think he still goes in A tier. Matter of fact, I think he goes above Blastoise. Sceptile's still my boy, but Mudkip, he's a close second. The entire line is really great. I think Mudkip's pretty cute. Now, once again, kind of, I grew up on the, early 2010s internet. I saw Mudkip everywhere. I never really thought the "I heard you like Mudkips" meme was all that funny or endearing, and honestly, it's kind of tainted the way I've viewed this mon ever since then. It's kind of like a Charizard effect. I'm tired of seeing Mudkip. Is he cute? Oh, absolutely. Am I tired of seeing him? Yes. Marshtomp, I love. Honestly, I think I might like Marshtomp the most out of this line because of that dumb fucking face he has. There's like that screenshot from, I want to say, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire during the evolution cutscene. And Marshtomp, he looks like he shit himself. He has the face of somebody who just shit his pants, and I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm a big fan of dumb, goofy Pokemon, and Marshtomp fits perfectly in that category. And then Swampert. Swampert is badass. Quite literally, that mega big body. Oh my god, he's incredible. Water, ground, incredible typing as well. Once again, though, especially out of every water starter, Mudkip really is an opportunity cost. I mean, Hoenn's notorious for having too much water. Water types are never going to be in short supply. And, not a lot of fire types, and grass types are just too damn useful. Now, granted, that's not the only thing putting Sceptile over Swampert, but, it's definitely a factor for me. And shout out Swampert. Gen 3 OU. I think the only Hoenn starter who was OU in his debut generation. And he's a pretty sick mod in Gen 3 OU. Nice big beefy water type. Shout out to him. But that's our Gen 3 rankings. Up next, Gen 4. I would argue this is probably the best selection of starters in the series. I quite like all three of these guys. In fact, I think a lot of this tier list is going to be pretty top heavy. The starters tend to be pretty good. But once again, we're starting off with my favorite of the trio, my boy Turtwig. I fuck with Turtwig so heavy. First of all, first stage, adorable. Look at this little turtle man. Tell me that is not the cutest goddamn thing you've seen in your life and that you would not lay your life down for him. Grovile's whatever, he's lame, but Torterra, oh my god, Torterra is one of the most badass starters. Literally walks around with a continent on his back. You kidding me? And in the Detective Pikachu movie, when they actually made, him the size of a mountain, oh my god, that almost brought tears to my eyes. I love Torterra. Unfortunately, he kind of sucks. Unfortunately, in-game and competitive-wise, he kind of sucks. 4-time Ice Weakness, not the best. And really, there's not any reason you should be picking Torterra over the other two Sinnoh starters. Which, I hate. It sucks. But it's just kind of the objective truth. Doesn't stop me, though. You will always catch me picking my boy Turtwig if given the opportunity. Shout out Plantera. That's my go-to nickname for him. It's incredible. I mean, they tried to give him Shell Smash in Gen 9. And even that's not enough to make him worth anything in competitive. But God bless him. I love him all the same. You could never make me hate you, Turtwig. Next up, we got Chimchar. Chimchar is in a very similar case as Blaziken for me, where I'm not the biggest fan of Chimchar himself. Monferno's alright. Monferno's okay. But Infernape, the firefighting Son Goku Pokemon, he's so peak. And once again, Ash's Infernape was putting in fucking work. The second you saw that Infernape come out, you were about to witness peak. You were about to witness cinema. But I'm looking at him, just Chimchar himself, God, he's so lame. I don't know how, but they made this just a cute little monkey. They made him lame. And that's always the hardest part for me. It's just getting through that bit where he's still Chimchar. Once he gets to Monferno, oh, it's nothing but up. But man, Chimchar's a loser. And I think, oh wow, I think I'm gonna put him right above Torchic, right in the B tier. Yeah, I mean, once again, Infernape, incredible. Well, he was incredible in Gen 4 OU. There was a point in time where, he was like one of, if not the best Mon in the tier. The metagame has developed quite a bit in the last, 2 decades? So, Infernape, he's still good, but he's not the omnipresent threat that he used to be. But yeah, shout out to him. And next up, once again, we got Piplup. Piplup's incredible. I love Piplup. One of the cutest first stage Pokemon out of the entire series. Piplup's adorable. Prinplup really suffers from middle stage itis. He's dumb and goofy in the bad way. But Empoleon is incredible. Emperor Penguin. Water Steel, still a unique typing to this day. That's a major plus and just an incredible typing. Yeah, Piplup's great. I want to say my first ever successful Nuzlocke of Platinum, I had a Piplup. And he put in work. He put in work that entire Nuzlocke. I think he goes into... I gotta put him in A tier right above Mudkip and Squirtle. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm putting him above Sceptile. Yeah, I mean, just being on that first successful Nuzlocke team, that did a lot for him. That really did a lot. And not that he needed all that much. Empoleon's incredible. Empoleon's so sick. But yeah, that's Piplup, A tier. Up next, we have quite a peculiar trio. Gen 5 is my favorite generation. Black and White and Black and White 2 are the best Pokemon games. I think Unova has an incredible Pokédex. I love those games with all of my heart. Back when they first came out, when everyone was hating on them, my 10-year-old self, I don't even think I was that old, the elementary school Peyton was fighting on the front lines, defending Gen 5. However, I don't care for the starters, with one exception. Snivy, I hate Snivy. Snivy's lame. Snivy sucks. I think Snivy sucks, Servine is dumb and goofy, and Serperior's okay. The only enjoyment or appreciation I have for Serperior comes from the competitive scene, especially in Gen 6. I think it was Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where they gave it Contrary. I mean, just spamming Leaf Storm Contrary. It's cheap, it's stupid, but damn, man, it's fun. It's fun. But no, I don't fuck with Snivy at all. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna move Charmander down to D tier just because I really don't care for that line at all. And I think I'm gonna move Chikorita above Typhlosion. Yeah, that's the change I wanted to make. Looping back to Chikorita real quick. Shout out Mr. Steak. If you know, you're a real one. But up next we got Tepig. And before I mentioned Game Freak ran the fire starters into the ground, Tepig is 3 in a row. And not to mention he's also just kind of the weakest out of the 3. Design-wise, he's just lame. Tepig, they're going for like a cute little pig, but I don't think he's cute. I think he's I want to eat him. I want to throw him over a fire and make bacon out of him. He sucks. He's a loser. Pignite, ugly as all hell. Ugly as sin. I hate Pignite. Embor's pretty cool, and he has a shiny that has no right to be that good. But it's like Embor doesn't really do anything for me that Blaziken and Infernape didn't already do. Now, granted, Embor is probably just the best starter to pick for Unova from like an objective standpoint. Fighting types are always real nice to have, and the fire typing is really nice. But man, you'll never catch me picking the Tepig line of my own free will. I think man. He's going down in D tier. Matter of fact, I'm putting Snivy down in D tier as well. I really don't care for these mons. I think I'm gonna put Tepig at top, just because, at the top of D tier, just because Imbor is a pretty raw design, and that shiny carries him so hard. But yeah, I'm not a fan of these two. Now, however, there is an exception, and he is Oshawott. If you know me, you know how I feel about Oshawott. Oshawott is my baby. This is my child. This is my sweet baby boy. I would put my life down for Oshawott without a moment's hesitation. Look at this thing. Look at this thing and tell me that's not the cutest fucking thing you've laid your eyes on. An otter, right off the bat, goated. A semi-unique move. I mean, the Shelter line learned Razor Shell, and since then a lot of other mods have gotten it. But in Gen 5, Razor Shell was practically a unique move, and right off the bat, having a unique move is a plus. If your mon's got a move that only they know, that is a benefit. That makes them cool. That instantly separates them from the other mons of their typings. Razor Shell, decent water type move. Dewott. If Grovyle isn't the best middle stage, it's Dewott. Dewott's incredible. Dewott is amazing. It's one of those few middle evolutions that feels badass in its own right, because a lot of them are very much that weird, like pubescent transitory stage Pokemon. And the ones that are good are usually good because they either still retain some cuteness, or you can see where they're leading into. But Dewott's one of those ones where it's like, the evolutionary line could stop there, and it'd be pretty good. It'd be pretty damn good. It'd still be S tier. Now, a lot of people hated on Samurott, and still hate on Samurott. I'm not one of those people. I think Samurott's sick. I don't mind him going quadrupedal. I think he looks awesome. I think the little helmet looks cool as hell. I think the samurai motif is so sick. The fact that he's got, what starts off as the little shell on his chest turns into, like, gauntlets on all of his arms and legs, and he can grab those and turn them into swords. That's so badass. That's so sick. And not even and to mention his Hisuian samurai. I forgot to mention that with Typhlosion. Mostly because it's not really all that relevant. I feel about the same about Hisuian Typhlosion as I do regular Typhlosion. But Hisuian Samurott already took my favorite starter and made him even cooler. They added black and red highlights to him and made him just a little more, gruff and menacing looking, as well as giving him a secondary typing of dark, which is my favorite typing. And they give him an incredible ability, sharpness, making, Razor Shell and his signature move even more powerful. And let's talk about that signature move. Setting a layer of spikes every time you use it, it's just a button you can click. You don't even have to think about it. And it made him one of the best Mons in Gen 9 OU. In fact, viability rankings came out not too long ago. I think he's top 5. And, like I said, competitive viability is a plus. If you're good and competitive, I think that's cool to me. That's interesting to me. I look for that in my starters. You're telling me that my first partner Pokemon, as Game Freak officially dubbed it, is still good, even when a bunch of, unemployed tryhards are trying to find a way to make this children's game competitive? That's amazing. That's incredible. That's so awesome. Shout out Hisuian Samurott, top 3 Mon for me personally. Oshawott, a top 4 Mon for me personally. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna have to give him their own tier. I have to give him his own tier because he really is just a tier above everyone else. Gotta make it purple to go to color. Boom. He really deserves his own tier. Shout out to him. Shout out to Oshawott. Up next, we got Gen 6. And after a bit of a slump generation when it came to the starter trios, I think Kalos picked it right back up. I really like all of these starters. First of all, Chespin, the one who probably gets the most hate out of the group. I love Chespin. He's a fighting type, or Chestnut, final stage fighting type. I think that's sick. I love the concept of the Gen 3 starters, or I'm sorry, the Gen 6 starters, and the fact that they are supposed to mimic like the three main classes of like RPGs, where you have Chespin as the warrior, Fennekin as the mage, and Froakie as the like rogue class. I think that's awesome. I think that's cool. I also like how they all have secondary types that form like a secondary, like a type triangle. I would have preferred if, you know, it was not complementary, but if it went in like if it was opposite to their already existing type triangle, like for example, Chespin, grass fighting, Froakie, or Greninja, water dark. I would have preferred it if maybe they had swapped to where, you know, Chespin has the grass over water advantage over Froakie, but Froakie would have like or I guess it would have to be psychic type, would have like the psychic over fighting type advantage over Chespin. I think that would have made it interesting and would have made it a little bit more dynamic, but it just kind of doubled down on it. So Chespin has, you know, the fighting and the grass type advantage over Greninja, but whatever. I think that's a missed opportunity. Not gonna knock the trio too hard for that. Unfortunately, God, what's its name? The middle stage, like Quilxidin, something like that. Dog shit. The worst middle stage. Probably the worst Probably the worst stage out of any of the starters in the entire series. That dude is so stupid, so lame. It makes me second guess picking Chespin anytime I do a Gen 6 playthrough, or a Kalos playthrough. It's the worst by far. But I love Chestnut. People people hate on Chestnut. They don't like him for some reason. I think he's badass. I think he's awesome. Big body warrior. I like the little beard he has going on. I think that's cool. Unique move, grass shield, great. My first ever successful Kalos Nuzlocke, I was using a Chespin. So once again, that does some bonus points for him. But yeah, Chespin's great. I love him. Up next, we got Fennekin. Fennekin's definitely my least favorite out of the trio. But you know, I used to hate it a lot more, but it's definitely grown on me over the years. But I'm still not the fondest of it. I think I'll put it in C tier, because I think Fennekin's a cute design. Fennekin's cute, but it's kind of boring. You know, it doesn't really do all that much. It's like cute, but on like a surface level, and that's it. Middle stage, was it like Breakson or something like that? Whatever. Kind of furry bait, but whatever. And then the final stage, Delphox. Delphox is alright. I mean, it's wizard pilled, which is awesome. It's cool. I don't know, that one feels really, I don't know, something about that thing's face. That one felt like an actual furry design to that thing, to an extent. It's kind of off-putting. Its fox head's a little too anthropomorphic, for my taste personally. But, you know, it's still alright. It's still pretty cool. Fire Psychic, that's a sick typing. But, yeah, Delphox, it's grown on me, but I'm still not the greatest fan. It's alright. It's C. It's middling. And for a starter Pokemon, middling is still pretty decent. Up next, we got Froakie. I think Froakie goes in S tier, right above Turtwig. Who doesn't love Greninja? He's in Smash Bros. For goddammit. Being in Smash Bros. Says a lot about him on. He's a frog ninja, sick as hell. Dark type, sick as hell. He's got a unique move, and everyone from their trio does. But I think Water Shuriken is like the coolest out of the unique moves. it's a multi-hit, which is whatever, but just, the concept of him making little water shurikens and shooting them out, and it's a priority move. It's neat. It's cool conceptually. There's not a lot of priority multi-hit moves in the series. I think that's cool. And he's pretty damn good. He is so good. He's fast, and that special attack goes crazy. My very first playthrough back when Gen 6 came out, back when I was like 11, I remember I picked Froakie. I was so excited for him. I stayed up until 2 a.m. playing that game, and I only went to bed because my mom told me to, even though it was a weekend. But yeah, no, Froakie, I have a lot of, he's very dear to me. That first X and Y playthrough, that shit was magical, man. That might have been the most fun I ever had playing a Pokemon game. Granted that those games don't really hold up as well on repeat playthroughs, but that first playthrough, that was magical. But yeah, no, once again, competitively, Greninja, he got banned to Ubers in Gen 6. He was too good. He had to go party with the big boys. Incredible. Awesome. Ash Greninja, I don't care for. I think Ash Greninja looks stupid. But, I mean, once again, made him really viable competitively, so shout out to him. But I think Ash Greninja is a dumb design. I think it makes Greninja look worse. I mean, it's the closest thing that any of the Gen 6 starters got to getting a Mega Evolution, so, take it where you can. But yeah, Froakie's incredible. The top 3 are my first 3 starters, because at the end of the day, your favorite Pokemon is probably just the one you're most nostalgic for. But that's neither here nor there. Now, unfortunately, the rest of the list is when I'm going to have a lot less input to give, as these are the generations that I have played the least, and in Gen 8's case, I haven't even done a full playthrough of yet. But moving on to Gen 7 with Alola, we got Rowlet. Rowlet goes in S tier. Matter of fact, I'm putting Rowlet 3rd. He's taking Greninja's spot top 3. Rowlet is adorable. Look at that cute little sweet baby angel with his little bow tie. Fun fact, in the, I can't remember, I believe in the little, like, grooming, pause, mini game in Sun and Moon, where you can, like, take care of your Pokemon after a battle, like the Pokemon and Me thing. I believe if you touch Rowlet's bow, he gets upset, which is so fucking cute. That is adorable. This little child has his most prized possession, and he doesn't like it if you mess with it. And that sticks when he evolves into, I think, Ditro? Something like that? And, he's got his little coiffed of hair that he's constantly taking care of. And as someone who cares quite a bit about their hair has been a key part of their personality since middle school, I relate to that heavy. If you touch Ditro's hair, he gets pissed. He does not like that. And I respect that. I respect that so much. And then Decidueye. Oh my god, Decidueye. Grass Ghost. Badass typing. Before Hisuian Typhlosion, the only ghost type starter, which was sick. That's so cool. He's like a Robin Hood kind of thing. He has a little hoodie, which is cool, which is based. And he grabs the string to his hoodie, and he uses that to fire his arrows from. That's cool. Conceptually, that's really fucking sick. I love that. I love Decidueye's awesome. Design-wise, one of the best starters. I don't know if he was any good competitively, but that's neither here nor there. I do know this guy was good competitively. Incineroar. VGC players, this mon haunts their nightmares, and for good reason. Fucking got every single tool that a VGC mon would ever want. Good ability, pivot moves, just an incredible support, and can dish out damage when necessary. But I don't play VGC, so I don't care. Design-wise, I think Litten's adorable. I love Litten. Cute little kitty cat, cute little black cat. You can't mess that up. You really can't mess that up. The middle stage. Oh God, what's its name? I don't even know. Was it like Torcat? I don't know. No, I'm thinking of Torkoal. Middle stage, kind of forgettable. I don't even know its name. Incineroar. He's a mon I flip-flop on a lot design-wise. I mean, everything about him screams that they wanted to do another firefighting starter. But after the backlash Tepig got, they didn't even dare. So they made him a dark type. And I mean, cool, based, dark type's my favorite typing. And the concept, I fucking adore. He is a heel wrestler. He is a villain wrestler. And as someone who has grown up as a fan of wrestling, I love that. That's incredible. I love that we have a starter Pokemon who is supposed to be a heel. That's incredible. I love that. He's also in Smash Bros. He's terrible in that game, but he's fun. He's fun to play in that game. But design-wise, he also kind of falls into the camp like the Delphox does, where he feels a little... Felt like there was a certain demographic that maybe Incineroar was pandering to, or might have even been made by. But, you know, sometimes I feel like it's a bit much. Other times I'm able to appreciate Incineroar for what he is. But because of that, I think Incineroar, I think he goes in high C tier right above Delphox. He's okay. That's really all I got to say about it. Poplio. When the starters for Gen 7 were first announced, I was on Team Poplio so heavy. A little clown seal, that's adorable. I love him. I would protect him with my life. But then the middle stages got revealed. I don't remember their names. I think it's like Brion or something like that. I'm not very familiar with Gen 7. I apologize. I only ever played the games once. It went to a more effeminate design, and that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Teenage me included. Since then, I can now appreciate Brion and Primarina for what they're going for. And Primarina is pretty cool. Primarina is a sick mon. I think it has a very elegant, very beautiful design. Water Fairy, sick typing. Pretty good competitive. I think it was what? I don't think it was OU in Gen 7, but it was like, I think it ran shit in the lower tiers, if I'm not mistaken. If not, it has certainly gotten better since then. However, I've only ever played Gen 7 once, and I did it with a Rowlet, so I don't really have a lot of attachment to Poplio. But man, that first stage carries so hard. Look at him. That's adorable. Look at this little fella. I think that puts him in the bottom of B tier. I think his design alone kind of carries him to B tier for me. Now up next, we have the line that I know the absolute least about, because I have only played, I think I got to like the first gym of Gen... No, I don't even think I got there. I don't even think I got that far in Gen 8. I don't own the game. I was playing on a friend's Switch. But I'll tell you this much. Shout out my boy Grookey. I fuck with Grookey heavy. When the starters first got revealed for Galar, I was horrifically disappointed, as were most people. They all seemed kind of... They all felt very lackluster. However, as time has gone on, Grookey has only grown on me. I think this is how you do a first stage monkey starter properly. Chimchar, I look at him, I feel disdain, I feel disgust. I think he's stupid and ugly. I see Grookey, and I love him. He is the cutest goddamn thing on the planet. Look at him. I'm saying that a lot about a lot of the first forms. and then his middle evolution, I don't even remember. I don't even know the name of. It's all right. You know, it feels like a natural progression of where Grookey would go, and then Rillaboom. Oh my God, Rillaboom has really grown on me. Big old Golira. Shout out Gorillas. One of my favorite. I almost said Pokemon. One of my favorite animals, really. I love his design. I love the little, like, you know, he's clearly designed to be, like, emulating, like, long hair, like, locks, and, you know, if something's implied to have cool long hair, I'm gonna fuck with that. And not to mention the fact that he's a drummer. He's a musician. Big old monkey pounding on the drums. That's incredible. I love that conceptually. And, you know, his Gigantamax form, just giving him a big-ass drum set. That's sick. That's awesome. And also competitively, you know, hidden ability, Grassy... God, what's it called? Grassy Surge? The one that puts up grassy terrain. That plus Grassy Slide, that shit goes crazy. That shit's fun to play with. More of a doubles thing, but, you know, it's still fun in singles. But yeah, shout out to Rillaboom. Other two, I don't have a lot of positive things to say about, unfortunately. Sobble sucks. I hate Sobble. Sobble's lame. Stop crying, grow a pair. That's right, we spread toxic masculinity around this household. Boys don't cry. All jokes aside, though, Sobble doesn't do anything for me. I think, like, the crybaby thing it's got going on, I just think it's annoying. I don't think it's endearing. It's middle stage. I can appreciate it. I can appreciate the little emo motif thing it's got going on. I think that's pretty funny, especially with the little emo-over he has covering his one eye. It's pretty silly. It's pretty cute. Probably my favorite stage from that entire evolutionary line. Inteleon, it's going for, like, this cool, like, James Bond, like, British super spy thing. It looks so fucking stupid. He looks so lame. Like, he's not, like, charming or suave or intimidating like an international super spy should be. His Gigantamax form is pretty cool, giving him, like, the little, like, high ground, the little perch spot, and his little sniper. That's cool. That's sick. I like that. But everything else about him, Sobble's D tier, man. I'm putting Tefik above him. Good lord. Yeah, Sobble's lame. Sobble sucks, man. He really doesn't do anything. Speaking of not doing anything, I don't even move Score Bunny with the double kick. Good lord. This first stage looks incomplete. It's something about it. I think it's just the fact that it's, like, all white with only, like, orange highlights, like, on the tip of its ears and on its feet. It looks like he looks half-baked. It looks like they didn't even finish designing him. The middle stage, Reboot, is pretty cool. I like Reboot. It's weird. Score Bunny feels so under-designed, but then you get to Reboot, and I don't think it's over-designed, but it's like, okay, well, where was this energy before? Reboot's sick, definitely. I think all the middle stages for Galar were not too bad. I mean, the fact that he's just straight up wearing a hoodie, that's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. I like that. He's dripped out. And then, God, what's the final stage? Score Bunny, Reboot, and... Shit, I don't even know his name. Hold on. Okay, this is embarrassing. Cinderace. Cinderace, I think, kind of falls into the same trap that Score Bunny does, where he feels kind of underdesigned. He feels a little underwhelming. I feel like they could be doing a little bit more. Now, he was good competitively. He got banned to Uber's Gen 8. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. That's like plus 50 aura, skibbity riz. But I don't know. He doesn't do anything for me, And I appreciate that they finally, settled things down with their fire starters, having our first mono fire starter since Typhlosion back in Gen 2. But man, I feel like that's almost a detriment, Like, I feel like a secondary typing could have done a lot for Scorbunny. But with that being said, I think he goes in C tier below Fennekin. And most of that really just comes from Reboot. Otherwise, if Reboot was lame, he might be down there in D tier with Sobble. But now we got the Paldea starters, and I do know a little bit more about these guys. First up, we have Quaxley. Man, Quaxley kind of fell into the same trap for me that Popplio did back then, where I saw that first stage and I was in love. First of all, this little ducky, he's adorable, and that little hair he's got, and it's like it's simultaneously his hair, but it also looks like a little hat, and it's adorable, and also he's very protective and prideful about it. And I think that's cute. I think that's adorable. It adds a lot of personality to the Mon. The second stage, don't ask me its name. Whatever. Dude, what the fuck is that last stage? I don't even remember the name. It's like Qualaxle or something like that. What's going on there, man? Why'd they cake him up so much? Why did they give him all that goddamn booty? Not that I'm saying I don't appreciate a man with a nice ass. Pause. But why'd they accentuate it so much? And he's like a combination like bullfighter, like dancer. So he's like gyrating his legs and hips all the time. It's off-putting. The first time I saw it, it was genuinely kind of off-putting. Fighting type though, it's pretty cool. Water fighting, shout out to him. Only other ones are what? Keldeo and Poliwrath. Still a cool typing though. But I don't like the way that final stage looks. Its design's just a little weird to me. And for that, I'm putting him at top of C tier because it hasn't grown on me like Primarina has with Popplio yet. Maybe give it like a year or two. Maybe I look back and I see it and I go, no, this is a sick design. I can appreciate this. Up next, we got Sprigatito. Adorable design. Cute little kitty cat. Love that. Middle stage. What? Not Meowscarada. That's the final stage. I don't know. That one's okay. It's whatever. A little weirdly anthropomorphic for my taste. And then Meowscarada is pretty cool. I like Meowscarada. Dark type, badass. Its signature move, all three of the Paldean starters have such sick signature moves. I don't know where they lie in the viability rankings, but for a while, like all three of them were like in OU because those abilities were so sick. Or those signature moves were so sick. But yeah, Meowscarada doesn't do a ton for me. It's another one of those Mons where I love the first stage and I just kind of love it less as it evolves. But, I think Sprigatito can go right above Scorbunny. Yeah. I'm going to put it right above Scorbunny, right below Fennekin, though. And I'll be honest, the only reason why I'm putting Fennekin over Sprigatito is nostalgia. Sorry about that. I've had a lot more time to get attached to Fennekin than Sprigatito. But, give it some time. Maybe they'll swap. But we're going to end it off with a bang. We're going to end it off with my boy, Fuecoco. Now, Fuecoco was the starter I picked whenever I played through Gen 9. But I do have a shameful admission to make. I boxed my starter. On my Gen 9 team, I boxed my starter. And I wasn't doing like a challenge run. I wasn't doing a Nuzlocke or anything. I, of my own free will, put my starter in the box. Now, in my defense, I didn't really care for any of the 3 starters. Went with Fuecoco kind of out of default, and then I immediately found out that Houndoom was in the game, and Houndoom is like top 5 mon for me, favorite fire type. So the second I was able to get a Houndoom, I wasn't trying to have 2 fire types on the team. Fuecoco got boxed. However, I will admit I do regret that decision. Because Skeledirge almost feels like a Pokemon specifically designed for me. He's Ghost type, which is pretty sick. Probably second or third favorite. That's probably a top 4 typing for me, bare minimum. The name Skeledirge sounds like something I would come up with. Skeleton plus Dirge. That's like a username I would come up with. That's incredible. That's probably the coolest Pokemon name ever. He's just a big old gator. Love that. That's incredible. Another gator Pokemon since my goat Totodile. And Torch Song, man. Oh my god, is that a move? That's a button you can just click and not even have to think about. And not to mention, the middle stage, I can't remember his name, but he's got that little, sombrero made of fire. That's incredible! I love that. That is phenomenal. That is such a cute little touch that they added. And he also kind of falls into that same tier as Marshtomp for me, where he's like this dumb, goofy-looking guy, but in a good way. Just like a no-thoughts, head-empty fella. But Fuecoco, oh my god, head and shoulders above the other 2. In fact, I think Fuecoco, he's going to end it off in S tier. Right below Torterra. Fuecoco, I love him. And that's also just a fun name to say, Fuecoco. But yeah, I think that's all I've got to say about these starters. Let's take a quick little double over, see if we need to re-tier anything. Oshawott and Oshawott tier, that's never going to change till the day I die. Totodile second, yep. A tier's looking pretty good. Not much I'd change here. B tier, C tier, D tier are all looking good. But yeah, probably a bit of a longer one, but hey, first ever tier list Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you'll enjoy what else is to come, and I'll see you guys next week.